Welcome to our International Student Brief Show. Today, we're diving into some exciting and important stories from around the world. First up, European soccer clubs are making big moves by touring Asia during the summer, trying to boost revenue and fan engagement. But it's not all smooth sailing. Clubs face challenges like player indifference and cultural differences. Experts say clubs need to be smart, focusing on quality rivalries and innovative fan strategies to succeed. Next, a major shakeup in the world of international education. GrowPro Experience, an Aussie student agency, apparently traded while insolvent for over a year before collapsing. With debts over $2.7 million and refunds owed to over 1,000 students, the fallout highlights issues like visa policy impacts and possible breaches of director duties. The story is still unfolding as investigations continue. Finally, U.S. universities are navigating new waters as the Biden administration resumes student loan collections after a pause since 2020. Many borrowers are feeling confused and anxious, while states are stepping in with their own programs to help. Meanwhile, over 700 scholars are urging the U.S. to reconsider visa restrictions on Chinese students, emphasizing their vital role in research and international collaboration. Please continue to watch for the full stories. The Nikkei Asia reports vividly depict the ongoing spectacle of European football clubs, like Manchester United and Arsenal, engaging in Asia tours that are both lucrative and controversial. These tours, often scheduled immediately after grueling seasons, bring in massive appearance fees, sometimes over $13 million, and serve as strategic platforms for brand building, fan engagement, and sponsorship activation across diverse Asian markets. However, these trips are not without their pitfalls. Stories of players acting indifferently or even inappropriately, such as Alejandro Garnacho pushing a fan or Amad Diallo flipping the middle finger, highlight the cultural and managerial challenges clubs face abroad. Experts emphasize that simply showcasing star players or relying on traditional fixtures like all-star matches no longer suffice. Instead, clubs need to craft compelling narratives, involve local stars, and tailor experiences to meet the sophisticated demands of Asian fans. The key to success lies in understanding regional preferences, investing in immersive technologies like Manchester United's Dream Cube, and adopting demand-driven strategies that resonate with local audiences, moving beyond the outdated notion that mere presence guarantees fan engagement. Meanwhile, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation uncovers the troubling case of GrowPro Experience, an international student agency that appears to have been trading while insolvent for over a year before its collapse. The liquidator's preliminary findings reveal the company owed creditors over $2.7 million, including nearly $500,000 to the Australian Tax Office, with many students, primarily from South America and Spain, left without refunds for services that were never delivered. The report suggests that the company's management, led by Spain-based Antonio Lobet and Australian Paul Mansour, was involved in questionable practices, including making payments to related parties and continuing to take payments even after insolvency proceedings began. The investigation points toward potential breaches of director duties, with the possibility of directors being personally liable for debts incurred during the company's insolvent period. The case highlights the risks of overseas transfers and the importance of rigorous oversight, as the amount transferred to related parties surged from $1.48 million to over $7.9 million in just 2 years, raising concerns about the integrity of the company's financial dealings. Finally, the South China Morning Post details Hong Kong's proactive response to the U.S. government's recent ban on Harvard students, a move that has left many international students stranded or seeking transfers. Hong Kong universities, notably HKUST, have stepped forward to support affected students by offering admissions, processing transfer applications, and providing tailored counseling on visas and academic planning. HKUST has already extended an offer to a current Harvard student and is actively handling multiple transfer inquiries, exemplifying the city's commitment to being an alternative hub for international education amid the U.S.'s national security concerns. Other local institutions like CUHK, PolyU, and CityU have also announced their willingness to consider affected students, emphasizing Hong Kong's strategic position as a global education destination. This coordinated effort underscores how regional universities are seizing opportunities to attract talent displaced by geopolitical tensions, reinforcing Hong Kong's reputation as a resilient and welcoming center for international higher education. The South China Morning Post reports that over 700 American scholars specializing in China have voiced their opposition to the U.S. government's recent move to impose stricter visa restrictions on Chinese students. These academics warn that such policies could backfire by hindering innovation and long-term economic growth, arguing that Chinese students, particularly those in STEM fields, play a vital role in U.S. research and development. They emphasize that many Chinese students stay in the U.S. after graduation, contributing significantly to academia and industry, and that broad restrictions risk damaging the very talent pool that has historically propelled U.S. leadership in science and technology. The scholars also highlight the difficulty in effectively targeting students with alleged CCP connections, noting that almost every Chinese individual has some form of association with the Communist Party, often for career reasons rather than political loyalty. They caution that these policies could inadvertently encourage talented Chinese researchers to return home, thereby strengthening China's innovation ecosystem and undermining U.S. competitiveness. The petition underscores the importance of engaging with academic experts and maintaining open channels for international collaboration, especially amid ongoing congressional debates and national security concerns, which have led to a climate of uncertainty and potential harm to U.S. higher education and technological progress. Yahoo US details the recent resurgence of student loan collection efforts by the federal government, which has reignited anxiety among millions of borrowers caught in a complex web of misinformation and systemic barriers. After a pause during the COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education resumed collecting on defaulted loans last month, sparking confusion among borrowers of all ages, some in their 80s and 90s, who are unsure of their loan status or repayment options. California's student loan ombudsperson, Selena Damian, reports an influx of calls from distressed borrowers seeking clarity about their loans, many of whom are unaware of existing protections or forgiveness programs. With over 5 million borrowers delinquent and nearly 10 million at imminent risk of default, states are stepping in to mitigate the fallout by establishing ombuds offices, enforcing consumer protections, and offering targeted outreach. However, experts warn that the core issues, such as misleading billing practices, a broken repayment system, and incentives that drive tuition hikes, remain unresolved. While some states have introduced legislation to expand loan forgiveness and oversight, systemic problems persist, leaving many borrowers in limbo. The Biden administration's efforts to provide debt relief face legal hurdles, and proposed reforms like consolidating income-driven repayment plans could further delay forgiveness and increase costs, underscoring the urgent need for bipartisan, structural fixes to the flawed U.S. student loan system. The South China Morning Post vividly describes Harvard University as a beacon of global academic collaboration and cultural exchange, contrasting it sharply with the Trump administration's recent policies aimed at restricting foreign students and academic programs. The author recounts personal experiences of visiting Harvard as a scholar, emphasizing its role as a convening power that fosters understanding across cultures and disciplines. However, current U.S. policies threaten this mission, with visa restrictions and bans targeting Chinese students and other foreigners, risking the university's ability to serve as an international hub. The piece underscores Harvard's rich history of attracting global talent and questions whether the U.S.'s current approach will force the university to consider relocating or reimagining its mission outside American borders. The Globe and Mail explores the paradox of artificial intelligence, questioning whether this revolutionary technology might be diminishing our critical thinking skills. Citing studies that link increased reliance on AI tools like ChatGPT to reduced abilities in analysis, problem-solving, and literacy, the article raises concerns about the long-term societal impacts. Experts warn that overdependence on AI could lead to a decline in fundamental human skills, especially among students, who often submit AI-generated work. Yet, the article also presents a nuanced view, suggesting that AI's impact depends on how we choose to engage with it. The key, according to educators, is to use AI as an aid rather than a substitute, maintaining the hard work of cognition and critical engagement to ensure that these tools enhance rather than erode our abilities. The South China Morning Post offers a sweeping critique of Donald Trump's tumultuous presidency, highlighting his efforts to reshape global and domestic policies through executive actions and aggressive rhetoric. Since taking office, Trump has implemented over 150 executive orders, often sidelining Congress and stirring conflicts worldwide, from threatening Greenland and Canada to escalating trade wars with China and the European Union. His approach has been characterized by blame shifting, with the president deflecting the consequences of his policies onto others, while his supporters cling to the belief that his chaos will ultimately benefit America. As economic repercussions become clearer, such as rising inflation and growing trade deficits, Trump's strategy of sowing discord and alienating allies risks undermining his influence and complicating his political future, especially with midterm elections looming and international relations strained. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6do Brief via email.
Morning sunlight on the street, city whispers soft and sweet, faces mix in daily grind, every story intertwined, cultures blend like colors bright, languages in the silent night, on the table stories told, food and feast upon so bold, people living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society in rhythms beat, entertainment's fleeting heat, echoes of wars and fears, laughing through our unseen tears, children playing in the park, drawing dreams till after dark, elders speak of days gone by, washing shadows from the sky. People living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society